So we officially met on Match.com. I saw Sybil on there and I thought she was beautiful, and everything that she wrote in her profile, it just kind of matched up with who I am as a person, and our personalities seemed to mesh. And so I was nervous, but I decided to reach out to her and set up our first date. Come to find out as we're talking that apparently I had met her before, a couple years before that.
So I met Marc back in 2010, one of his band's shows. We met briefly, kind of in passing, and he didn't remember meeting me. There were a lot of people there that night, so I wasn't offended, but he's still embarrassed by it, so that's fun. Fast forward 4 years, I saw him again on Match.com after a friend convinced me to sign up. And I didn't want to make the first move. I'm a little traditional like that. So I just sat back and waited, and luckily, about a week later, he sent me a message and we exchanged a few emails and went on our first date.
I took her to a place called The Harp, and I knew based on our conversations, we both love music, and we love 90s music especially, and so we went to a place where they were actually having a 90s cover band play.
We ended up staying there the whole night after dinner and just hanging out and getting to know each other, and it was unlike any first date I'd ever been on before, so I knew it was pretty special off the bat. I wouldn't say I knew we'd get married yet, but he gave me butterflies and I was just so excited, and it was really great.
From that moment forward, I knew that this relationship was unlike anything I'd ever had before in my life, that she was unlike any other person on the earth that I've ever interacted with. And so the decision to propose was just really easy for me. It was a no-brainer. And what I was mulling over obviously was how, because it had to be special. It had to incorporate everything that, that we've experienced together, that was important to me, important to her, important to us. And music was obviously something that was always important to us, always important to me, being a singer and songwriter. So the proposal had to incorporate a song, had to incorporate music, and it took me a while to write that song because it had to be special. It had to be, the best song that I ever written, one that just encapsulated everything that I felt over the past 3 years we've been together. And, I believe it does. The song is called Forever Mine for a reason. I feel like the song just is something that, just is representative of us and representative of my feelings towards Sybil. So as far as the ring goes, the quest to design the perfect ring started actually in March of 2016, and it probably went all the way until July with all the research and countless hours spent driving from Baltimore to Lancaster to finding the quality of the setting that had, the vintage aspects to it, like the small and daintiness that I know Sybil loves. But I knew I had designed the perfect ring when I heard Sybil say,
I just couldn't believe what an amazing job he did on this. I really couldn't have dreamed up a better ring myself.
There were a lot of moments where I thought that the proposal that I had planned was not going to work. One of those was when we pulled up at the venue where the proposal was taking place, which is the Prime Rib in Baltimore. And I had been there actually a couple days before where I met with the manager and sat down and tried to plan out every aspect of the proposal from start to finish.
When we arrived at dinner for the proposal, we parked with the valet at the Prime Rib, and the valet said it was nice to see Marc again.
He sees me again, of course, and as I'm opening my car door, he's like, "Nice to see you again, sir." And I thought, son of a bitch. And fortunately, I don't think Sybil suspected anything.
I thought that it was kind of odd because we hadn't been to the Prime Rib in a very long time. And, it's a good thing I trust Marc a lot. Otherwise, I would have been like, who else has he been to the Prime Rib with?
At the time, of course, I'm thinking, I've been had. But I was just like, you know what? If she finds out now, what am I gonna do?
I just figured the valet said that to everybody.
I think it kind of went over her head, hopefully.
Another thing that happened leading up to the proposal was I was actually checking the mail one day. Beautiful afternoon like this, and there was a lot of mail, but I was actually completely distracted from what was in the mail because the Pokemon game was really popular, and I was catching Pokemon on my break while I was checking the mail, and didn't notice that the jeweler had sent the appraisal to our house.
So I was going through the mail, and lo and behold, I find the letter from the jewelry store and opened it up, and sure enough, it was the appraisal. So I freaked out.
I remember that day because he ran upstairs real quick.
She's like, "Is everything okay?" I was like, "It's fine." Ran upstairs and tore open the letter and put the appraisal somewhere upstairs where she wouldn't find it.
And then that night we were going to the Ravens preseason game with my parents, and at the game he kept asking me questions about, did your birthday gift come, and did you see that come in the mail, and
so I was trying to be as confusing as possible, and so I just kept asking her questions about, her birthday coming up and about whether she had seen anything that came in the mail.
And I was like, well, was it a package? And I'm trying to think, and I'm saying all these packages that came, and I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about. And then he was like, well, it already came. Like, I know that it came. And I'm like, then why are you asking me these questions? I have no idea what you're talking about.
And so the more and more that I asked her, I realized that she really hadn't seen anything. And so all this was kind of for nothing. So fortunately, she didn't see the appraisal. I was able to hide it, and it wasn't a big deal.
So the night of the proposal, I was very surprised. It was actually my birthday dinner, my 30th birthday dinner. So I knew he had surprises planned, and I knew it was going to be special, but I had no idea that the proposal was going to happen that night.
So once we got to the restaurant, I turned to Sybil as we were walking through the doors, and I said to her, "Do you trust me?" And she looked at me with this kind of awkward and somewhat nervous look and said, "Of course I trust you. Like, what are you about to do?"
The way everything played out, it was just completely perfect. We went into the restaurant, and he had me close my eyes and sat me down in front of a piano, and he started playing our song, and I thought it was so sweet that he wrote me a song for my birthday.
And I started playing the song, Forever Mine. And I started, going through the motions, and I think for most of the song, she was just enamored with the fact that there I was in the restaurant, playing music for her and singing for her. And it wasn't until about halfway through the song where it gets to a part where it slows down, and the line is, "Sometimes I pray before I fall asleep that one day she will marry me."
And that's when I knew this was much more than a birthday.
I got down on one knee and said a bunch of things that I can't remember to this day because I blacked out at that point. And but obviously it was all the emotions that I had at that moment, and that I still have when I think about it. Just that I was making the best decision of my life, and that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with her, and that there was nothing else that I could possibly ever want for myself but to be with her. And so she, of course, said yes after wiping her eyes a bunch of times where she could actually see me through her contacts. And after that, the waiters, they brought us glasses of champagne. We toasted, and the final part to it was, we sat down afterwards and had an amazing dinner at the restaurant that we had been to a number of times that meant a lot to us, the Prime Rib. And at this point now, we're coming up on the day where we're about to get married. It's about to be true. It's about to, get real. And it's just, when I think about it, I think how lucky I am that I get to spend every day with this person for the rest of my life. And all I've ever wanted in life was just to be happy, and also find that person that makes me happy, that I know that when I walk through any part of life that she'll be right there beside me, and she'll be there to comfort me and to enjoy life with me. So I couldn't have asked for anything better. Couldn't have asked for anyone better.
words can't depict, and I can't predict what I'll say. She takes a hold of me like when on a sail. I try to exhale, to no avail, and even though some scars are buried deep, I cannot forget what she means to me. And all my life it took me to find the one to forever call mine. I know that everyone sees what I see. It's not hard when you are meant to be. There comes a time when you realize that life is dark, but she's your light. And even though some scars are buried deep, I cannot forget what she means to me. And all my life it took me to find the one to forever call mine. Sometimes I pray before I fall asleep that maybe one day she will marry me. And all my life it took me to find the one to forever call mine. The one to forever call mine.
So there's a line in the song, and it starts the second verse, and it's, I know that everyone can see what I see. It's not hard when you're meant to be. And to me, that was kind of an homage to all the support that we've had over the years, over the 3 years we've been together, from our families and from our friends. And I had numerous family members who went with me as I was picking out the ring. I went over and got the support from Sybil's family, from her dad and her mom, just to kind of make sure that, of course, they were okay with me marrying their daughter, and just to make sure that obviously we had their support, which was overwhelming. And yeah, it's I get emotional when I think about it, because we've just had so many people who have been in our corner just rooting for us, and it just means a lot to us that there have been so many people throughout this time that just want to see us succeed. To our family, our friends, and our bridal party,
Thank you. We love you so much.
we can't wait to party with you tomorrow.
Okay.
Good evening. Come on.
Alright, stay where you are.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for trusting me to keep this.
I know, right?
How are you doing? It's very important I should answer. And I've been writing this song for a very, very long time. Part of this, but just the right time. So,
oh my god.
shall we go to the bar and get some shit?
You have it right here.
Oh,
There you are.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
thank you everyone here.
Congratulations.
Thank you
Music. Maestro. Now get back on the piano now. All right, Vincent. Sit.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. I think there should be a very short blooper reel there because you've got some gold.
A long time before that, hold on, we have people crossing.
Can we duck under your
Sure, or go between the mic and him.
Oh, okay. Or
No worries. And so, we had a lot going on that night, and so it was kind of embarrassing for me. Good Lord. It's like Tarzan.
Okay.
Okay, I'm serious. Alright. Stop.
I didn't do anything.
You made a face. Like a clown.
I do have to pee, so I'm wondering if I should go take a stroll somewhere.
You could go take a stroll down the hill.
Still picking up. Still picking up quite well.
Yeah, weave through the maze here.
Gracious.
Sorry about that.
No
Good easy,
problem
guys.
at all.
All right.
I think it's awesome.
Thank you.
Congrats again.
To our friends,
You can start again.
our dear family, and our blah 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 blah.
Blah 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 blah.
I knew that it was perfect because of the reaction that I got on the day of the proposal from Sybil when she basically said that she couldn't have designed a more perfect ring herself. Let me redo that.
Sure.
What did I say again? Yeah, I couldn't have imagined a more perfect ring myself. It's a lot to remember, but I will do it. And I knew that, what was the line again?
Talk about the time, and then you had confirmation
Yeah.
that it was the right choice.
All right. And the first part of that was, I might need one of those.